What's good? I'm Dave Robertson, and today I want to share a story about how to protect yourself during verbal negotiations. A couple weeks ago, I was helping a young family to buy a home in Barrhaven. We looked at a lot of properties online, we sifted through lots of listings, and we created a short list of properties that we wanted to go see. On a Friday evening, we went out and looked at all these homes, and it became very clear that one of them in particular stood above all the rest. And my buyers got very excited, they loved the home, and they made the decision to submit an offer to purchase. Now this was a new listing. The home had only been on the market for 4 or 5 days, and the listing agent had scheduled an open house Sunday 2 to 4. Knowing this, we submitted the offer to purchase on a Saturday morning around 10 a.m. with a 24 irrevocable period. And we submitted that offer hoping to get a response. Now the listing agent did respond, the sellers did want to negotiate, and so we began negotiating back and forth, but at their request we were negotiating verbally. And normally when you negotiate verbally, the idea is to expedite the negotiating process so you can go back and forth rather quickly, but it felt like they were dragging the heels and drawing it out, and I began to feel uncomfortable, and I quickly realized they're trying to draw it out in a hope that a second buyer would show up at the open house and hopefully generate a second offer to purchase. So knowing this, we put pressure on the sellers to submit their last counter offer on paper, which is super important because now this offer is irrevocable by seller to buyer with a new irrevocable period set to the Monday morning. And so we resumed the negotiating, and I felt much more confident negotiating verbally now because the last written offer was in our court. So we continued our verbal negotiations maybe 2 or 3 more times, and then all of a sudden the listing agent says, "I'm sorry, I can no longer negotiate verbally." Interesting. Someone who was so keen on negotiating verbally this whole time, all of a sudden abruptly changes their mind. And you can read between the lines as well as I can. It was because they received another offer to purchase, and they were hoping that we would sign back the last counter offer back to them so the ball's now in their court. So my buyers had the strong position, they had the choice now. They could sign the last written counter offer and accept the last agreed upon price, or they can negotiate it back, write it back, but then open themselves up to other offers. The seller can now choose from other bids. And of course, my buyers loved the home. The last written price was acceptable to them. They signed the offer, they secured the homes for themselves, and they love it. And so next time you're negotiating, you need to understand irrevocable periods, and you need to understand when to use verbal and when to use written negotiations. If you have any questions about this topic or any other real estate question, I'd love to help you. Please call me today. I'm Dave Robertson, your real estate professional for life.